Who won and who lost the debate? Well, who won the debate's pretty simple. Donald Trump. Lots of the establishment figures are anxious to say that Kasich or Fiorina may have prevailed or may have done well, may have stolen some of Trump's thunder. But Donald Trump thundered, and he kept center stage, and he won. He has now handled himself very well over a long period of time and sustained his frontrunner status. He sustained it yesterday, in particular, by manifesting a certain judiciousness in the use of military force, saying that he had opposed the intervention in Iraq and saying that he would be very deliberate before he would commit American forces. I think the defect that Trump has in these debates and everywhere else is that he just insults people too much. I mean, Fiorini's face, Rubio's voting record, almost everything about Bush. And I don't think he looks good when he does that. And I don't think it particularly helps him vis-a-vis those other candidates. When he insults the Iranians and goes after Obama, that all makes sense. But I think that, and I wonder if that insult is going to begin to wear on people, but not now. Right now, Donald Trump is doing great and is the front runner and deserves to be. Now, underneath Trump, a lot's going on, and we need to pay attention to it because, you know, we don't know what the future is going to bring. Start with the main story, which is the alternative to Trump was increasingly Ben Carson, who had been moving up and up and up and had closed to within 5 points of him in the national polling. I think Carson, number one, really disappointed. I think he was way too understated, not strong enough. But I think what really killed him was opposing going after Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan and going after al-Qaeda. His answer that what he would do was to have a great big national effort for energy independence was pathetic. Yeah, we need energy independence, and yeah, that's going to cripple terrorism, but that's a 10-year strategy. In the meantime, we had to stop these people from knocking down our buildings. And in my mind, that disqualified him for the presidency. I just do not see him as a viable candidate. If he lingers with good poll ratings, those will be knocked apart as soon as people really absorb what he said later in the debate about Afghanistan. That was in the third hour, but it'll really, I think, destroy his candidacy. Now, in the center stage, that is the moderates and the Republicans, as opposed to the conservatives, Jeb Bush has always been the dominant figure. And we have watched week after week, month after month, as Bush has reduced and dropped in stature. It's not the free fall that Hillary's going through, but nevertheless, it's point by point by point. Last night he seemed dwarfed by Trump, which is odd because he's about 3 inches taller than Trump and certainly stands straighter. But Bush was just, I thought, pitiful in dealing with Trump. He sounded squeaky, marginalized. Trump had the better of him in all of those exchanges. And I think that in the side to side of Bush and Trump, Bush just looks terrible. If he was some other place on the platform, maybe it would be better. But head-to-head, toe-to-toe, literally, I just don't think he measures up. And I think he looks weaker than he probably is. But he does not look to me like the guy who can run the country. He needed to be transcendent to overcome everybody. All of these others are pygmies. I'm Bush. Just did not even begin to measure up to that, even vis-a-vis the others, and certainly vis-a-vis Trump. And Bush now has strong competition from Carly Fiorina, who I thought did a very good job and was quite credible and could really challenge Bush for that centrist, moderate Republican nomination. She also has some appeal on the right, and as a woman, her appeal transcends all ideologies. But I think that she could be very effective. I was disturbed by her refusal to go along with the change in the anchor baby law and her reluctance on deportation. but she is running really more as a moderate than a conservative, and I think that she really represents a significant challenge to Bush. The other challenge to Bush in the centrist ring, or the semi-final court, if you will, is from Kasich and from Christie. Kasich, I thought, did very well. I disagree with him on almost everything. He opposed deportation. He said that he would not rip up the Iranian agreement. He said ripping it up would be irresponsible. I think he's way wrong on those issues. But he was outspoken, and he's aggressive, and with a good record as governor. Christie, who had been eclipsed by Trump, really, as the truth-telling, blunt-talking New Jersey governor, had a comeback, I think. And I think that as Bush loses votes, you can look for Christie and Kasich and Fiorina to begin to pick up some of that slack and move into competition with Bush. Now, number one, I don't think that Bush will ultimately survive that competition. And number two, I don't think that the winner of that competition will be nearly as strong in facing the conservatives as Bush would have been, because they're not going to have the same money or the same establishment pedigree. You can almost feel the establishment of the Republican Party shifting from Bush to Kasich. And I think that's a trend that will go on over the next couple of months. But I don't think that Kasich can win this nomination with the positions that he's taken. Now, on the conservative side of the spectrum, the big news here was, of course, the collapse of Ben Carson. And that's going to free lots of voters, many of them conservative, to flow into the existing conservative candidates. And among those candidates, I felt that Cruz was brilliant, eloquent. He didn't speak as much as the others did, but every time he spoke, it was with authority and dignity and a factual predicate that I thought was very impressive. I think that Rubio was very impressive. For the first time, I saw him taking good positions and strong positions and advocating them with vigor. I'm concerned about Rubio's ability to survive his opposition to amnesty and his sponsoring of the Gang of Eight immigration resolution. As a Latino, he would be particularly vulnerable on that score. I think that Walker underwhelmed. I think that he continues to have a much better record in Wisconsin than he's able to manifest in these debates. So that's kind of the field. I think, and I'm sorry, excuse me, Mike Huckabee was very strong, very good. But again, Mike comes across a little bit as almost background music in these races. He's not the cutting-edge, upfront guy that he so often is. Part of it is that he has to face competition from Cruz and Carson and Rubio and other candidates, but and Santorum, I guess. But Mike needs to get it together a lot more and be articulate on a range of issues, not just Iran, which he was brilliant, and not just social conservatism. So when you put it all together, I think that Trump will remain in the lead. I think Fiorina will have a surge and maybe take second place. I think in the long term, Fiorina, Kasich, and Christie combined can bring Bush down. And I think it's going to be between Cruz and Rubio for the main conservative berth. But keep an eye on Huckabee. He can always come up. Thanks for watching.